Recording now.
All right, ready?
Mhm.
Action. Hi, Austin. It's great to see you again. Thanks so much for coming back. How's everything going? How are you? How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Um, I know last time I felt like we made a lot of progress, and I hope that you left feeling a little bit better about the situation. I know you've made a lot of progress so far in these grades. And I just kind of want to reflect about what we went over last time and try to get us both up to date. And you can chime in anytime and tell me if you had some different opinions about last time. But
Yeah.
I know we talked about setting some goals for you as you head into the next month of school and the semester and how that was all going. So I think some of those goals that we talked about were potentially meeting a tutor and setting up some appointments with them, especially in language arts and math, since you feel very strongly about chemistry and science, and that seems to be your go-to, your specialty. We also talked about minimizing some time on the video games and potentially looking at finding a better way to balance our time on screen and with our friends, and putting a little bit more time of that into school. Can you tell me a little bit about how that's been going for you, or if any of those goals have changed?
Yeah. So I I was able to meet with a tutor twice since we last met regarding language arts. And then what was the other question you asked? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. About the video games, have those differed at all?
Yeah. So I've spent more time doing a little bit more time doing homework and less time doing video games. My parents have kind of catered, um, I guess, punishment and discipline around video games, so I don't get as much time on video games. But I think it's actually helping my grades a little bit more. So yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. It sounds like you're a little bit more optimistic um, about these grades, and I'm really happy to hear that you met twice with that tutor in language arts. With regarding to the video games, I know that you talked about how much of a passion they are for you and how much you enjoy your time on there. So I'm really happy to hear that you're still finding a way to implement those into your daily routine, but also finding a more resourceful way of spending our time with some homework. And it sounds like it's really been paying off. Um, when you talk about your parents, I know when coming in, you are an only child, and they definitely were mindful about your homework and wanting to get your grades up. So how's that relationship been with your parents as you've started to head more towards these goals?
That's a good question. I think I it's kind of a give and take. I want them somewhat to be involved in the setting of goals, but at the same time, I don't want them to force me to move towards these things. I guess I'd like for them to be less like demanding and more encouraging. It seems like they've been a little more involved than I'd like them to be in
Okay.
terms of that stuff. But yeah, I think for the most part, I'm content with where my relationship is at with them regarding this. But yeah, I if it could transition more to them being involved through encouragement and less like demanding and yeah restricting. So
Okay. Okay. Totally hear you on that one. Um, I definitely think that your parents, it seems like in your relationship with them, they play a big role in your life, and want sounds like they want the best for you. Um, and I really am happy for you for being so adaptive to these new changes, especially with coming to see me today and for the past couple months, as well as trying to better this educational situation for you and experience. I think heading into the next weeks and our next couple of meetings, I want you to think about some of these ways that we can talk to your parents, and how do you feel about speaking to them about how they are with you and how potentially being more encouraging about your situation.
Like you want me to expand on that, I guess.
Yeah, how do you feel comfortable, or in which ways do you feel comfortable with speaking to them about becoming more encouraging with school?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess like having them maybe help me on some of the language arts homework and stuff like that, and coming alongside me. Um, it seems like they just want me to get that stuff done and don't really like help me on it. Kind of feel lost at times. I
Okay.
think the tutor is helpful, but when I'm not with the tutor and doing the homework, it I kind of feel lost, and they kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So if they were able to help me, or if I were to get more time with the tutor or something to actually do the homework with them, that would be, I think, a lot more helpful.
Okay. All right. Totally understood. Um, do you feel that this conversation would become easy with them, or how do you feel that this conversation might go? Do you think they would be receptive?
I'm a little fearful for how my dad would respond. Um, I think my mom would be willing to help me. She seems to have, I think, a little more time, but it's when my dad gets home from work, he's like not, doesn't seem like he wants to engage or
Okay.
help me out with my homework as much. So I think my mom would be more receptive to that,
Okay.
as compared to my dad.
Okay. Makes sense. So heading into our next meeting, um, I want you to continue with these goals. I feel like it sounds like you've been doing a great job with them, and I'm really happy to hear your progress about them, especially with the tutor. So I feel like that 2 times, is it, did you say 2 times a week with language
Mhm.
arts?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. If you are able to, or you feel like you might be ready, we can potentially look into getting a tutor for math, just so we have someone else to talk to. Do you feel like you would like this experience with the tutor in math, or how do you feel like the tutor's been so far in English language arts?
Tutor's been good, been helpful. I think a tutor in math could be helpful.
Okay.
I guess it depends on how they help me out with the content and stuff. Um, I'm a little more skeptical towards math tutors, to be honest with you, but I'd be willing to give
Okay.
it a shot. I think that could be maybe a good goal to move towards.
Okay. Awesome. Um, I'm really happy to hear that you would look into it and you might feel comfortable um, heading into another tutor. But I also want you to keep that that comfort with yourself and not jump into anything that you're not ready for. But also just being mindful, if the tutor is going well with language arts and you feel like you can pick one up with math, great. If not, let's continue to take it at your own speed. Um, so heading into our next meeting, I really am hopeful that you're going to continue meeting with the tutor, but also let's potentially look into this conversation with your parents. It sounds like you have their support, and it sounds like um, from what we've talked about, they definitely want your grades to go up, but they also might not be very mindful about how this is coming across between your relationship with them. So if you are able to have that conversation with them and sit down and see if they are receptive, great. Do that when you feel comfortable, and we can talk about a few more ways next meeting to go over those. But for now, I'm really happy with your progress, and I think that you've been doing a great job with this language arts tutor and your overall grades, while maintaining your priority with spending some time with your friends and on those video games. Um, but yeah, I'll see you next week, and you can talk to Karen on the way out.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Now,
All right. Hi, Austin. Welcome back. It's good to see you again.
hi. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good.
All right. So unfortunately, it is our last meeting together today. But I just kind of want to wrap up with the things that we've talked about so far and the progresses that you've made. So over the past couple months, it's been an awesome experience for me personally to see the progress that you've had with your grades and finding those true passions within not only chemistry for you, but finding more confidence in language arts and math. I feel like you've done an awesome job with your with meeting new tutors and your relationship with your parents in order to better this overall experience for you. Watching you grow over the past couple months within your school experience has been awesome, and I feel like you've taken incredible steps and measures in order to achieve these goals of yours. So I'm really proud of you, and I feel like overall, I hope that you're proud of yourself in these steps that we've taken. You've done amazing work to kind of step out of this comfort zone for you and become a little bit more confident in not only your academic abilities but personal abilities to step away from video games that you would really rely on, and these friends that are awesome. And I feel like you've gotten some great support out of your two friends and your parents. But overall, I know that you're ready to kind of take this next steps on your own as you continue throughout high school and finding ways that we've worked on and these skills that we've worked on here to find new strengths and strategies in order to better this overall experience for you. So how do you feel coming out of this last meeting? How do you feel that these steps are going to go?
I'm a little apprehensive and a little nervous, kind of like ending this relationship. I guess a little fearful for how things are going to continue to move towards like the goals that I've set and stuff, especially, I don't know, I think having like accountability with you is helpful towards these goals, and having someone check in, I think, is helpful for me to continue to move towards these. And so I'm nervous not having that anymore. But I guess I feel somewhat ready and somewhat equipped to be able to move forward.
Good. It's totally understandable, and I definitely hear you on having that little bit of apprehensiveness and nervousness. It's totally normal heading out of a relationship where we work together, but honestly, you've created these steps for yourself in order to better this overall educational experience for you. What would you say that you felt? Do you tell me a little bit about how you feel satisfied with these meetings, or how you feel like these meetings have overall helped you?
I feel pretty satisfied with how these meetings have went, especially with regard to like our I think 2 sessions ago where we talked about SMART goals, and I was able to we were able to make these ideas from abstract to more concrete, to have an actual direction to go, instead of just like wanting to improve in language arts and wanting to improve in math and other stuff. But I think that having the SMART goals helped, and I'm definitely satisfied with where things are at. Again, like a little apprehensive to end this, but yeah, I'm satisfied for sure.
Totally. It totally makes sense. I have attached a kind of a packet and pamphlet of some potential tutors that you can look at for the future, as well as some other academic clientele and academic practitioners, and some of your school guidance counselors that you can reach out to if you ever want to talk about school or anything other than that. Just know that you have a lot of people around you, including your parents and your friends, but a lot of other people that are able to help you if you ever feel like you would like some more support. But overall, Austin, I feel like it's been my pleasure getting to know you and the incredible things that you've accomplished within your academic experience over the past couple of months. You've exemplified so much courage stepping out of your comfort zone in order taking those steps to remove or lessen your time with your video games or your hanging out with friends just to better those grades, which not a lot of people your age would do. So it showed a lot of strength in order to take those steps. I hope you continue to work on yourself and stick to these goals and tools that we've worked on, while also leaning on your friends and family that it seems like you have a great relationship with. I want you to be proud of yourself, and you're going to do great things. But once again, it was my pleasure getting to know you and see you go through all of these awesome steps.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.
See ya.